Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're diving into Charleston's 2024 housing market recap and looking forward to 2025. I'd like to thank Dr. Joey Von Nessen, an economist at the University of South Carolina, for the presentation of awesome data and information every year on the Charleston housing market. Whether you're a buyer, seller, or just a curious observer, this video should be informative and hopefully not too boring. So grab a coffee and let's get into it. Let's start by talking about 2024. After the roller coaster of the past few years, Charleston's housing market finally saw some stabilization. According to the Charleston Trident Association of Realtors, housing sales have leveled out compared to the pandemic boom. We're no longer seeing the frantic bidding wars or skyrocketing prices that characterized 2020 through early 2022. Instead, 2024 brought us a steadier, more balanced market, similar to 2023. Median home prices in Charleston grew modestly, about 2 to 4% year over year. This was a welcome change for buyers who had been priced out of the market in recent years. Inventory levels have also improved slightly, giving buyers more options without significantly hurting sellers' equity gains. One of the biggest headlines of this year has been mortgage rates. As of December of 2024, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate hovered around 6.7%. This is a far cry from the 3% rates we saw during the pandemic, but still manageable for many buyers and quite reasonable compared to historic norms. However, these rates continue to shape buyer behavior, pushing some towards smaller homes or different neighborhoods just to stay within budget. Inflation has also played a role. While it's cooled compared to the 2022 peak, inflation's lingering effects are still being felt, especially in construction costs, which keeps new builds relatively pricey. Speaking of new construction, the demand remains strong here, particularly in areas like Somerville and Johns Island. Now let's break down some critical numbers from the local Realtor Board's annual market report to give you a clearer picture of where we stand. The overall median sales price in Charleston increased by 4.1% in 2024, reaching $416,000. Single-family home prices saw a stronger uptick of 4.6%, while townhomes and condos rose by 1.4%. Here is a breakdown of the median sales price of each area of Charleston if you wanted to pause and take a deeper look. Inventory improved significantly, with active listings up 16.7% compared to the previous year. This brought the months of supply for new construction homes to 2.3 months, while previously owned homes had a slightly higher supply of 2.7 months. This is still quite low compared to the pre-pandemic levels, but even this increase has made a difference in the feel of the market, making buyers feel like they have a lot more power. Pending sales rose 2.4% to finish the year at just under 18,000, while closed sales saw a modest increase of 1.1%, ending 2024 with 17,400 homes sold. The average days on market has increased to 40, which is up 14% compared to 2023, which is definitely felt by sellers. New construction accounted for 28.6% of all sales in 2024, and these homes generally sold for 98% of their original list price, compared to 95.9% for previously owned homes. The number of showings per listing decreased slightly, averaging 8 showings before a property went pending, which is down 11.1% from the year prior. So what does this mean for you? Simply put, buyers now have more options than in previous years, but sellers still benefit from the rising home prices. The market is finding its balance. So what's driving Charleston's market? Charleston's market is unique because it's supported by consistent population growth. In 2024, South Carolina ranked among the top 5 states for population growth at 1.7%. A significant chunk of that growth is happening right here in the Charleston area, driven by retirees, remote workers, and new job opportunities. Companies are setting up shop here, and that's fueling demand for housing across all price points. Additionally, the Port of Charleston continues to be a major economic engine, contributing to job growth and overall economic stability. Employment remains strong, and even with a slight uptick in unemployment to 4.8% statewide, Charleston's job market is holding steady overall. What's in store for 2025? The first thing is modest price growth. Experts are predicting that home prices in Charleston will grow by another 2 to 3% in 2025. This is due to sustained demand and limited inventory. Price growth is expected to be more gradual than what we saw in the earlier part of the decade. The next thing is a plateaued or more moderate sales volume. Sales activity will likely see slight growth. Mortgage rates are expected to stay in the 6 to 7% range, which might deter some buyers. However, Charleston's appeal as a lifestyle destination will continue to attract relocators, keeping demand pretty stable. The third thing is inventory challenges. While new construction is helping somewhat, it's not enough to meet demand. Zoning restrictions and construction costs continue to be barriers to significantly boosting supply. The fourth thing is higher risk for inflation rebound. Economists are giving a 50-50 chance that inflation could rebound in 2025, which likely would impact mortgage rate. If rates climb higher, you can expect the market to slow a little further. On the flip side, stable inflation could encourage more activity. So some tips for buyers and sellers. If you're planning to buy in 2025, my advice is to get pre-approved early so that you know what your financing options are, so you can make sure you're comfortable with your budget. With rates unlikely to drop significantly, unfortunately, there are other ways of making your home more affordable, such as down payment assistance programs, or asking sellers to cover closing costs or contribute towards a rate buy-down. Also, you could broaden your search criteria to consider areas slightly outside your preferred neighborhood to find better value and possibly more inventory. Don't forget to factor in additional costs like property taxes and HOA fees when budgeting. For sellers, while the market isn't as hot as it was a few years ago, homes that are priced appropriately and show well will continue to sell quickly. You can highlight energy efficient features, updated appliances, and move-in ready conditions, which will give you a competitive edge. You can also consider offering incentives like covering a portion of the buyer's closing costs or rate buy-downs to make your property stand out in a crowded market, especially if you're surrounded by new construction. For renters, 2025 may present an opportunity to lock in more favorable lease terms, like a lower rental price. While rental prices in Charleston remain high, the pace of increases has slowed, just like the sales prices. To wrap up, Charleston's housing market is moving into a new phase, one that's steadier, more predictable, and ultimately healthier. While challenges remain, especially around affordability and inventory, the long-term outlook is still bright. Charleston continues to be one of the most desirable places to live in the US, and that's not changing anytime soon. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I hope this breakdown helps you make more informed decisions about buying or selling in 2025. If you have any questions or want to discuss your real estate goals, drop a comment or reach out directly. Thanks for watching.